So Mother's Day was this past weekend.
Yes, it was.
So shout out to all the moms out there. We appreciate you,
Yes.
especially our mother.
Our mom, yeah.
She's amazing,
She is.
one of a kind. You might think yours is better. No. No.
Well, that's what everyone says
I know.
about their own mom.
I don't know. We got a pretty good one.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
So thanks, Mom, for giving us our good looks.
Mm. Yeah.
We owe you one.
Only mom, not dad.
Hey, welcome back to Screen Time. I'm your host, Josh, and Jered, a very bad person invented trigonometry.
Yeah, I believe it.
That's my co-host, Jered.
What's up? I don't have a quote this week.
Today we're going to talk about Dark Matter, episode 1 and 2. But before we do that, a little bit about what we've been watching. What have you been watching, Jered?
Okay.
Oh. Deep breath.
Yeah, well, this will seem like a lot, but it'll be very quick.
Okay.
Because I'm not really a lot I have to talk about with much of these. There's one I think we will talk about together because we were talking about it last week.
Okay.
So that's the first one, which we can save then, is Sugar, because we were going to be caught up on that.
Yep.
So we can touch on that when we go to you.
Okay.
I'm assuming, right? You watch?
Yeah. I'm caught up other than the new one.
Yeah, I didn't watch the newest one. Yeah.
New one came out last night?
No, that show's on Friday.
Oh, then I'm caught up.
Oh, you are? Okay, I didn't watch.
So you didn't watch
Friday
episode 7?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh, okay.
I watched 6, which is the big one. Yeah,
the big
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have 5 others that'll be quick. Because some of this is just mentioning stuff that I rewatched.
Mm-hmm.
This one new one is on Netflix. This is John Mulaney presents Everybody's in L.A. Have you heard about this?
I have, yeah. His weekly talk show.
Yeah, but it's just they did it like live for a week, and that was it. 6 episodes. I don't know if they're going to continue it or not, but it's really cool.
I've heard it's good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just like a normal kind of late night talk show, but it's more just him. He does some like stand up, obviously, but then it's more just him hanging out with people. I think he's picked that week specifically because there's a lot of people in wherever they filmed it, like specifically for that week. That's why they did it all at that one time. Because like the first episode, Jerry Seinfeld's in, and I'm trying to remember who else. I only watched the first episode. But yeah, it's more of them just kind of hanging out. It's not so much the way it looks is like a late night talk show, but
right.
Yeah, it's way more just chill though, which is cool. But the beginning's a little more structured, and how he starts is more like a late night talk show. But yeah, it's cool, and I hope they will do more of it. But as far as I know, they did it just for that week, 6 episodes, and that's it for now. But I imagine it's just when he can get everyone or anyone he wants to come back on to it and do it. But yeah, I don't know how that works, because he says at the beginning, he's like, yeah, we're doing this live, but it's on Netflix. So has Netflix done that?
Mm-hmm.
Have they with stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. That is what I wasn't sure about.
They did a couple different live things. They did they even tried to do an episode of Love is Blind, and that actually
really?
ended up getting like not working, and they had to like apologize. But
Wow.
but they've been dabbling in it for the last year or so.
Oh, okay.
Little things here and there. I think there was a Chris Rock special that was live like last year. So they've done a few things, but then and then also the roast of Tom Brady. That was
that
live
just
as well.
happened. Okay.
But you're like you said, it's kind of weird because it's like live, but
it's
then as soon as
streaming.
it's done, it's there to stream,
Yeah.
like to watch.
What's
it
the
after
point of
fact.
saying that it's live?
I guess because it's basically giving you like this random premiere time is kind of almost what it is. And I mean, and they are filming it live, so
So it's kind of more like they're trying to make it more like traditional TV.
more like an event viewing, like
Yeah.
gather around everyone. We're watching this
Yeah.
happen Saturday night or whatever.
Yeah, they did it. I think it was just all. Was it last week or the week before? It was like every night.
Yeah.
Basically, that week is how they did it. So, in that aspect, it was live, and they just. I think it was some comedy thing in actually L.A. where they were. So that's why they could have a lot of people come on
Okay.
and be guests. But yeah, so there's that. Next one, I don't know if you watched this at all. The third season just started of Wrexham. Welcome to Wrexham on Hulu.
I've not
You check
watched
it
any
out?
of it.
No.
No.
Okay.
Always was interested.
Yeah, it's
since
cool.
then, but I've just never got around to watching it.
It's cool to just see. I mean, also just them hanging out. Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny.
And Mythic Quest.
Yeah, that's true. Mythic Quest, which I hope we get that new season soon.
I hope there's a special Vision Pro version episode of that.
Oh, that'd be
It'd
sweet.
so perfect.
That'd be awesome.
Perfect crossover.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, this is cool. I mean, Wales football team that they bought,
Mhm.
and yeah, it starts out, it's pretty funny because they're just the team's really bad.
Yeah.
But
But you
yeah,
put enough money at something, it'll get better.
well, yeah. And as it goes, yeah, you see that. But yeah, it's cool. I sometimes, because a lot of it is just, and I do like that sport, but a lot of it is more about just seeing them two hang out, because there's some episodes where you don't really see them at all. And so sometimes with that, I'm like, all right, I don't need to watch all of this because it is a lot too. I think it's like 13 episodes a season. But yeah, it is cool. And I know you're into a lot of that. I'm surprised you haven't checked it out yet.
Right. No, I know. It's one of those things where like,
Yeah.
I actually do like soccer.
I know. Yeah. And they're, it's
Or
cool.
football for the,
Yeah.
those non-US
Soccer, football.
those non-US visual listeners.
Yes. Football is life.
I have to mention something about him.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay.
Well, I'll just say it here.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That actor, he's in season 3 of Acapulco.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
Nice.
it's funny to see him in something else that's not then.
He was in the end of some
Yes, he was at
Marvel,
the end of like Venom or something.
Yeah, I think it was Venom.
Or,
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, something.
one of those not so great ones, but yeah, he was.
or was it the third Spider-Man movie?
It was Spider-Man. I think that's what it was.
Because I was like, I
'cause
saw
he
it,
comes-
and I don't.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the Venom movies.
Yeah, no, you're right. It was Spider-Man. Yeah. All right. I have 3 more. This next one, I'm gonna just say it's a new show, and I'm gonna say don't watch it. This is called The Veil, and it's on Hulu. Actually, this is an FX show. Have you heard
FX
of
on
it?
Hulu.
Yeah. It's this is what bothers me is because normally when they classify as an FX show, normally it's pretty good or
Mhm.
great.
Yeah, it's kind of
Right.
like saying HBO. Yeah.
Exactly. So I thought this would be that way, and it is not. And it's Elizabeth Moss is the main character. So have you?
Little Mad Men
Mm-hmm.
alumni.
Yes. Have you heard of
I
this?
know. Yeah, I've seen a trailer. Like,
Okay,
yeah,
you haven't
but
watched
I
it, though?
did not watch it. I kind of was like, nah, it's not for me.
It's not. It's the cinematography looks very nice.
Yeah.
I'll say that. But the plot is very boring and didn't really like any of the characters, even her character in it.
Mm.
So not
Disappointing.
much substance to it
Yeah.
at that point. I will say though, there was a really sick needle drop in the first episode, which I didn't even get through the whole episode because I was like, no, I'm done with this. But there was Teardrop by Massive Attack is a great song. Did you ever listen to Massive Attack?
Nope.
Really? You should check them out. You like him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared, don't you know I only listen to contemporary rock, Christian rock music?
Right. Yeah.
Don't you know?
No, it's actually definitely something.
Actually, definitely.
Actually, definitely, yes. Yeah. I'm still fading. I need a little more. Anyway, don't it's
Don't
not
watch
great.
it.
The Veil.
Skip
yeah.
it.
Skip it. Okay. And then 2 movies. Well, 3 movies, but I'll just say Claudia and I were watching Deadpool 1 and 2 again. Just in prep.
preparation.
Yeah. And I hadn't seen them both in a while, and
They hold up.
they're awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the other version of Deadpool 2 though?
The PG-13 version? No, I actually did not.
I didn't watch it. I just saw like just the clips because of what they did was great, but
Yes.
like
Yeah, because they bring back, what's his name from?
and they do the whole Princess Bride
yeah.
intro.
Oh, yeah. What is his name?
Fred Savage.
Fred Savage, yeah.
Yeah, and they recreate the room, and Deadpool's the one telling the story, and
Yep.
yeah.
And
So
he's-
like
he's
I
in bed
love that.
sick. Yeah, that's so
It's awesome.
so great.
Yeah, but
One of the
Besides-
best top 10 movies of all time.
I agree.
Princess Bride.
Mm-hmm. But besides that, it's like I watched just those scenes, but then it's like you have to see all the stuff that makes Deadpool rated R is like good. Like
Mhm.
having all that out is just
It's going to be interesting because it's like now it's Marvel Cinematic Universe and they're going to still
I
have
know.
R, and
I know. We'll see how
even
that
some
goes.
of the stuff in the trailers is already great.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's what I'm worried. I'm
but
hoping
also
they don't.
I'm like, so I was, trying to plan. I'm like, well, I guess everybody was going to want to see this, but I can't take Kirsten to see this.
No. Nope.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I am hoping they don't. Like it's still rated R, right? The new one.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping they don't tame it at all because of it technically
Doesn't
being.
seem like it from the trailer.
No, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
There's stuff in there you're like, okay.
yeah. And again, I know like Ryan Reynolds is very hands-on with these movies, which is good because I saw there was some conflict with Marvel with this movie I saw recently, or they were like going back and forth about. I guess it was like a specific scene or something. So I hope, yeah.
I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, it was something. I don't know if it was specifically like the head, like Kevin Feige or something. I don't know if it was like him arguing, but there was something going on. But there normally is with Marvel stuff now. But I think also it's just because, like we talk about, this is like gonna make or break Marvel. This is,
This is gonna make or break.
I mean, he's Marvel Jesus, right, or whatever he says. Like it's
a Marvel Jesus. Yeah. He's the savior.
a lot. A lot of it is. Yeah, there's a lot riding on this movie for
Yeah.
sure.
I don't know if I'd say it's make or break, but yeah.
No, but it might be make or break for me.
Oh, if they
Yeah.
come out with the Fantastic Four movie,
No, I
and
will too. Yeah.
then or an X-Men movie, and a
That
few
is
years
true.
out, you'll be like, I'll check it out.
Yeah, especially X-Men. Yeah, that is true. But yeah, so I wanted to mention those. They're still great.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is Late Night with the Devil. Have you heard of this movie?
I have.
I've been wanting to watch this for a while, and it's great. I was not sure about it because it's kind of more of an indie-ish, at least the feel of it. But it's very specific style, 70s,
Mm-hmm.
very 70s, right? You saw the trailer for this at least? I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
and I've heard people talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's a talk show,
mhm.
but then the guy's doing exorcists on the talk show or something like that.
Well, it's basically because he's doing really well ratings wise, but then he's starting to slip. So he's trying to like up his, what happens on the show. So and it's Halloween 1977, I believe. And so he's like, oh, I'm going to bring this person on, that's going to commune with the devil, all that. There's other things that happen on the show too, but what I really like is they lean heavily into the style and in a really good way, not like an annoying way. I don't know how to explain it. Like it very much looks like, even the way they do like some of the camera zooms,
Mm-hmm.
and very
Of the
like a
time.
late, yeah, and actually of a late night talk show from the 70s. My only downside to this has nothing to do with the movie actually specifically, because I thought the movie was great and you should check it out. There's no, yeah, not really any jump scares, which is another plus for me, which is great. They're not relying on that. I think it's also a brand new director. I was looking at, like, this was their first movie, I want to say, and it's great. The beginning of this movie, though, this is why I'm wondering, is it really indie or not? Because I've seen some other movies recently that this really bothers me with, is that the opening, I counted, there was 9 studio names before it started. And I've noticed a lot of movies lately, there's just more and more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know. I mean, I know what you're talking about. Like, I haven't noticed that many, but yes.
This had 9.
Yeah.
I counted them.
So, like, each one of those people was doing, I guess,
Either
providing some funding or doing something.
Yeah, financing or acquisition or distribution.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, right? Like all that goes in. They put that up front, right? With the studio names. Yeah. It just seems like it's getting longer lately. Like,
Well,
I guess there's more hands.
It's hard to get
putting.
hard to get a film made, I guess. Nowadays too. I don't know.
Yeah, but anyway, so in that aspect, is it indie? If there's 9 different.
I don't know. I mean, there's not a. I guess it depends on how you classify indie. Like,
Yeah.
Some people maybe, I guess, would say if it's not one of the major studios, then it's indie. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I would say style-wise, like you can tell there can be an indie feel to a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it has that a little bit. It still looks very good, though. One thing also I really like is, when they're actually live and doing the show, very specific, they do it, specific coloring, even kind of like a little bit of the degrading look, but not too much to where it's annoying. And then when they're not live, and obviously that's normal. What do you call that?
4:3.
There we go. That's the one I always get mixed up. Yeah, the aspect ratio. So then, but then it goes wide and in black and white when they're like in between and like backstage talking, which is cool. So it's kind of more of a documentary feel.
Mm-hmm.
And so you see kind of what's happening behind the scenes too as well. So yeah, it's really good. You should check it out. So yeah, there's that. I think that's everything. Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
So what about you?
Well, didn't watch a lot of anything extra, or didn't watch anything new other than Dark Matter and
Right.
and then and I was just going to mention though, I did watch the finale of Palm Royale.
Okay. How was it?
So I think I liked it to the end.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good, but then it also has like a level of a cliffhanger at the end that, like, enough that I was like, is there only 10 episodes? Is there 12? And it was like,
no,
there's only 10.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, there's a season 2? I'm like, no, not yet.
Oof.
So I don't know, but it was really good up till then. I mean, there's even a really good plot twist in the final episode that you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming, but you're like, oh, that's
nice.
So, and of course, all the way through the show, just it's just like really cool to watch. Like the art and the visuals and the time period stuff.
I really like all that.
It's all good and fun to watch. But yeah. And then, speaking of trailers, did you watch the Doom Prophecy trailers?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up, so I'm glad you did, because I forgot to. Yeah.
So, what'd you think?
I only watched it once. I need to watch the trailer again. But for watching the first time, like, all right, we'll see. Because I was very worried about it, because I had a lot of trouble with production. But the trailer, it's like you can kind of hide all that with a trailer.
Yes.
So I don't know. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, kind of with you. Like, I was like, looks promising from the trailer. Like, I think visually they had that it matches and looks like it's part of the world that Denis Villeneuve created. The you know, if they kind of do the, for lack of, the Game of Thrones / Shogun thing, where it's more about a lot of people in rooms talking and less, and more about the political stuff than of that, which is it seems like it might, like, I think then it just comes down to good acting and writing and stuff. So if that all pans out, it could be good. It could be interesting. It could be good. But like, I hadn't read about the problematics, the things that they've had, but
yeah, I don't know the specifics. I just know they had to halt it a lot, and then there was also, I think, either like drama on set or like creative differences. So there was like a few different things.
There were some of the halt. I know some of the halting sometimes just because they had the 2 strikes we had last year.
Yeah, and I believe that was part of it, but I think it also had it.
I know Hacks, like, as an example, which I'll bring up. Caught up on that still, so watched episode 3 and 4. Still so good, but
nice.
But that, like, they talk about, I think they had like a couple days of production and then they had to stop because of the strikes.
That sucks.
So like they definitely had a, hold on a long time, and then so anyway, that like that, and it messed up the flow of things for sure, but yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to mention it because it's definitely
still on season 1. I have not watched much of it yet, but I will.
All right, so let's
is that everything for you?
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't watched anything really new.
That's right.
Dark Matter, and so I was just like bringing up a couple because that was a thing that ended, and then watch the trailer. So definitely been watching Sugar.
Oh, that's what we need to bring up.
Yeah, we just need to bring up. So I was like, let's talk about Sugar.
You do a quick spoiler warning in case.
Spoilers for Sugar.
Episode 6, yeah.
On Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean, this is not what I was expecting, but it's cool. Like, I knew there was going to be something big, but wasn't expecting him to be an alien. Or I'm assuming that's what he is.
Yeah, no.
It makes sense for how we were talking about how he acts and basically learning from movies, which makes sense why he's a movie buff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What did you think of it?
No, I think it was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know if I wasn't. It was one of the things I thought it might be, like, maybe they're aliens, because just some of the little hints that they're saying throughout, like some of the other episodes, like, oh, our mission is just to observe and do different things.
Oh,
like, yeah, there's like little.
He said that.
Oh yeah, like
okay, that one I didn't.
There's like
remember.
All these little hints of things that you kind of allude to something that basically made you. My things were either they're either like, like angels kind of observing or something like that, or they're aliens. And that was kind of where I was landing at before watching that episode, and then seeing him turn blue, and then I was like, I guess he's alien.
Yeah.
I mean, really, they don't necessarily confirm who they are.
No, and then I think it's only 8 episodes, so there's only 2 more. Well, you watched episode 7,
I've
right?
seen episodes of it.
So then I think it's just 8, and that's it, right?
Is it? I don't know. I haven't looked.
So, and I don't know if it's based on anything. It's like where they go from.
I don't know.
They don't have much left for this first season, so.
But I do. I mean, I do think it's really, really ballsy, basically, to like create a show that's so good on its own feet
without any sci-fi or anything. Yeah,
and then just as a twist, pivot completely in the 3rd act, and it's like completely different.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, like, because that's not, it's not what's the hook that the reason you're watching, right? Because you're just watching because it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like some shows like say like Lost or something where the hook is kind of like, hey, there's something going on here, and you don't know what it is, and that's why partly reason you're coming back, to watch the next episode, because you're like hoping they'll reveal a little bit more of the mystery. This like you're not waiting and expecting a mystery box thing to happen.
That was the only thing that I wish I didn't know, because I just overheard there was a big twist, and I wish I wouldn't have even known that.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know when it was going to happen, but I just heard there was. But if I didn't even know that, that would have made that
really
even better.
More, yeah. But I think, but I think they do a good job of like sprinkling just little things that would give you a hint that something else is going on. But if you're not looking for them, you're not gonna.
Yeah.
And
yeah, because I still wasn't really sure. I knew there was something going on with them, but my mind didn't directly go to there. But how's episode 7?
It's good.
Okay.
It's good. It definitely, explores a little bit more with, the twist, but still like not like, let's say still not blatantly being like, well, here's what we are. And,
that's
we're Martians or whatever. Like it's not that. No, but it's good. And so you sure like there's only 8?
I think so. That's what I'm asking.
So this Friday's the last one.
Yeah. Like, are they going to be able to
wrap it up
at all?
I mean, they potentially could. Because I mean, really, that's what
I was wondering about.
Wrap it up.
Source material to this, or
I don't know.
They just. I mean, this is a good thing though. Like you're saying about Palm Royale, it's like Apple's pretty not good, like Netflix, where they're not just going to cancel it.
Well, so because like with Apple is the whole project for Apple, of having Apple TV Plus originals is like half. It's like a marketing PR thing. Has nothing to do with them trying to make money off of a streaming service, because that's not.
They don't even need the money from that.
And they're not making. I mean, what they're charging for it, if you pay for it separately, $5 or whatever it is. Like,
is it still only 5?
Maybe it's 6
I think it went
up. It might
up
be 6
a little bit, but it's still one. But
like everyone else that's putting out that kind of content, they're charging $15-$20, right? Like a month.
Netflix is like over 20 now, I think. Yeah.
And so they're not making money on it. So so it's not about money. It's about is something getting the buzz? Is something, or they just like think it's a good story and they want to keep it going? Is it getting critically acclaimed, or just getting a lot of the views? Like, I mean, there's different reasons. And so hopefully both, I think Palm Royale and Sugar is getting enough of like that maybe they'll do some
hopefully.
more. But so I mean, it's crazy to think, but like you got to put it in perspective like that. Like they're not trying to make money off of this. I mean, at least they're not giving it away for free, really. I mean, like you have to pay something, but basically, if you have the like full Apple subscription bundle where you get like the backup and all that stuff, like then it's included in that, and like so it's pretty much, it is kind of at some level like really just another incentive to that. Like you're like, hey, we just want people to pay the family plan. I think it's what, 30 something a month. And we just want people to pay that, and and just give them all these things for that, including, because like I pay for that, and I never use Apple News, and that's in there.
Oh yeah, I've never used that either.
That's part of that too. So but I mean the backup stuff is critical that you get with that, and then I really appreciate the Apple TV Plus stuff, because I think there's some top tier TV shows that
for sure
being produced. And I
never use the arcade.
I mean, I dabble in it when because I have it, and there's some good games here and there. What else is on there? There's a couple. I don't know, but all the fitness thing. I again dabble, but I have other stuff I do for fitness. So like I already had stuff I was working with, but I will say, just to conclude this, if you have not checked out Sugar on Apple TV Plus, even though we did just spoil some stuff, so you should be listening
part of the
to
show.
Definitely check it out. It's really good.
Yeah,
really good.
And then speaking of Apple, we're doing it.
Yeah. So speaking of Apple, let's get into Dark Matter,
Yeah.
episode 1 and 2. So this is based on a book,
Yeah.
and then he's also the show creator and writer of the show.
I saw that, which is good.
He didn't direct episodes. There's somebody else directing episodes, but he.
It's good that he's heavily involved
Yeah.
in the show. Yeah.
All right, so a little synopsis here. A man is abducted into an alternate version of his life. Amid the mind-bending landscape of lives he could have lived, he embarks on a harrowing journey to get back to his true family and save them from a most terrifying foe, himself.
Yeah.
All right, so what were your thoughts on Dark Matter episode 1 and 2?
I like the premise of this show a lot. The only thing I didn't like, it was very predictable. Which I can get more into in a little bit. But besides that, I think that was my only downside. I'm not familiar with the book at all. And what I really like specifically is all the technical aspects that they get into, the quantum physics, and when they get all into that kind of stuff, I really like that a lot. And I'd say for the most part, I like all the actors too. There's one in particular though I'd have an issue with though, but
Okay.
yeah, what'd you think of it?
I think similar.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I think in general it's kind of been predictable.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, because they dropped it with episode 1 and 2, so I think that's kind of because that's the setup.
Yeah. It's definitely a setup.
And so it feels like all the way through episode 2 is the setup. So I'm hoping that after the setup, it really starts to diverge into interesting, and because I think the premise is interesting, and the way they approach it for this is a little different than like other ways. Like I mean, like it's not the difference in like the multiverse of madness, like Doctor Strange movie, right? Like there's multiverses and stuff, or like some time travel things where it's like, well, you go back and you change on one thing, and then you kind of see how your life is different or even going back to the classic. It's a Wonderful Life, right? Like he sees what it would have been like if he wasn't there. And so like, it's not a new premise,
no,
but the way they're dealing with the quantum physics and talking about like, well, he figured out a way for them to be to cross there and be in like multiple places at the same time. And
well, and I like when he finally figures out like how he figured out the specific of like, not just a particle, but a whole person being able to do this. Like,
yep.
And then obviously you see the full size version of it later in the. I don't want to get into. Are we spoil? I
mean, spoiler. Yeah, we'll get into spoilers.
Okay.
No, right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that part is newish, right?
Yes.
Like that approach to how we get there to the storytelling. But like you said, but so far, like the tropes, so to speak, of like this kind of storytelling is, he's so confused. Why is everything, and you're like, so I'm hoping, and not to, this is, a teaser spoiler, not really. I just noticed that when I was looking up some of the information for this to cover on IMDb, episode 3 is already the highest rated episode.
Whoa. When'd you look? Was it
just earlier today to pull like notes together for this?
And it just
came out last night.
Right.
It's already rated higher than episode 1 and 2.
All right, good.
On IMDb. So
I know normally it's pretty high at first when stuff first airs, and then it starts to go down.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's not always the case.
That much. So.
I mean, it's not always the case though. So it still could be, because when I think I looked at episode 1 and 2, it was still decently rated, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't think they're rated bad. I was just they might be like 7s, and I think this might have been in the 8s or something.
Cool.
So,
okay.
But again, I don't, like you said, it is just 24 hours since it's been.
Yeah. It does fluctuate, but I don't know how much. Depends, obviously, on the show.
But I just thought, I was like, oh, okay, maybe they're going to start going places that's like, like I haven't seen that before, or like that's different. No,
How old's the book? Do you know?
I don't know. I did not look that up. Anyway, so I'm still, optimistically hopeful, right? Like you're kind of like
Me too.
I feel like, oh, okay, that was the setup. Now we'll see where it goes. I'll give it another episode or two, and now we'll say,
yeah.
there's other reasons to watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a note about her actually. I said she's aging very well.
Like fine wine.
Mm-hmm. But we knew that's already the new Top Gun is another thing recently that she was in.
I feel like, how to say that? Like yes.
Well, and they make her look different with the two versions of her too.
Correct. But the Top Gun, like you're like, oh, are they doing something? Because I knew they do crap to Tom Cruise to like make him.
That's right.
So I'm like,
they're not gonna do that on this show though.
But on the show, and there's definitely some close-ups where you're like, okay, they're not doing they're not doing that stuff, because they definitely do some of that stuff on Paul Morale, and you can see it on the close-ups. Yeah, and
really.
At least on my TV, I can see it, and I'm like, oh,
does it just look like too smooth?
Yeah,
their face?
You just don't want to.
I have noticed that with some stuff. Yeah, it's
and anyway, so with this though, you're like, no, but like, she's 53.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. Good for her.
Yes.
Also, she's just, I mean, she's been a great actress, but she's really good in this.
Yeah, she is. And then, so then to your point, she's playing two versions of herself and doing that so well. And like really playing into the how like you would see almost like, okay, the one person that stayed single and is the kind of more like the artist free spirit over here, and really like you can feel like, oh yeah, that's really what you would be like if you spent your adult years that way. And then but then the one that gave up on it, gave up on that and for a family and is a family person, and they're like so good, like so good
is,
at like playing those roles, but it's also good to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. Yeah, because she hasn't. Besides that, she hasn't really been in much lately.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, other than like
so.
Top Gun.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I think that was like the only other thing.
I mean,
recently,
sometimes some ladies take breaks because they had kids, and then they don't do as much acting, and then they
no, actually, which the show is kind of but I'm still watching it because I like the movie. But the Snowpiercer TV show, she's in that. That is the other thing recently.
Okay.
That I've watched that she's in, and she's good in that. But that show, kind of.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't watch that.
I mean, the movie's incredible, but the show is not so great. But yeah, that is the only other thing I think recently. But yeah, I mean, she's still in one of my favorite movies growing up, Labyrinth. That's what she's from. Like that's
one of the original things. The probably first thing I saw her in too.
Yeah, yeah, it's still great. I watched the movie recently. I was like, this is still awesome.
Yeah, Labyrinth.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about characters. So then Joel Edgerton, our lead man. I don't know that I've ever seen him in anything else. I've seen him in one other thing. My issue is I don't like the way he's acting in this show.
Yeah, okay.
It's kind of weird what he's doing. And he's not a bad actor because he played Uncle Owen in Star Wars.
Oh, right.
That's where you would have seen him.
Yeah.
He's been in other stuff, but that's where I've remembered. And
there's not a lot of acting in that, though.
No, but he was like, he was good because, which movies was he in? And then obviously he was in again for the Obi-Wan show. So he's done it a few times now, and he was good in that. But there's something about it that's bothering me with his performance, and I can't quite.
Well, it's but we don't get a lot of. Again, he's doing the same thing too. You get two versions of him, but
they're not very different.
Well, right, but we also don't get a lot of the, let's say, the evil one.
Right.
We don't get much of him, and So it's kind of, because I would say like our main version of him is kind of like, yeah, he just became was he a high school teacher, college professor, whatever he is,
Yep.
And so you don't believe he would be somebody that would be able to invent something.
Right.
But the darker version, the evil version of him, like we haven't spent much time. I mean, it's all like him. It's only just those scenes where he's like, oh, I'm married to Jennifer Connelly, you know, and like, oh, let's make out. And
but he's still not.
And he's like, that's about how he's doing. Like,
I know, but he's still just not really acting much different.
Yeah.
Than the other.
Well, I mean, he's trying to be as normal as possible.
That is true. Yeah, I guess not because he's trying to be.
But we haven't really seen. What is his goals? What is his like?
Well, this is what leads me into my other thing where I was talking about why I thought it was really predictable. Not only like because like right away I was like, oh yeah, this is a multiverse. Mm-hmm. But even when he gets kidnapped, immediately, sure, Quantumverse. Like when he's after the bar and he gets kidnapped, immediately I'm like, oh, this is him. Yeah. I was like, because even the way he was talking, I'm like, you're talking.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if they were trying.
I think they were because they still when they did like they showed the mask and like the reveal, it was still like kind of like, hey. You want to know who it is?
But also, I mean, it's in the trailer where he's like,
oh, is it? I didn't see the trailer.
The line he says at the end of episode 2 where he's like, I think, or episode 1, where it's just like, I have to save my family from myself. Or
something. I didn't. Okay, I didn't see that.
That's in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like.
Well, then it is weird though, because I mean, it wasn't like a huge the way they shot it wasn't like a huge reveal, but it still wasn't. I feel like if they weren't going from that, they could have made it way more subtle.
I think so, because at least the way I read it, I think they weren't trying to trick the audience. They were just trying to make it look like he didn't know.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah.
And so I think they were trying to find that balance of like shooting it so it looks like the character on screen doesn't know who abducted him, but like everyone else knows. But then to do that, you want to make sure, well, no matter what level of viewer knows. So then you have these like kind of almost like, oh yeah, there's the mask, like those things, just to make sure everyone gets it.
See, that's what bothered me.
And so like instead of it being like, hey, it's going to be this big reveal for the audience too, and maybe it would have played better to do it that way. But anyway, I think that's what they were trying to do. At least.
Yeah, and again, that's part of the setup. That's why I think it might have been better to release 3 episodes then, because this was just all set up where even like obviously there's a little bit of like a shock at the end of the second episode or cliffhanger, but it's still all set up where I'm assuming this third one is really getting into it more. And so I feel like to keep people interested, I feel like they would have needed a little bit more than just the setup in these 2 episodes.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, there's so many variables that go into them making that decision, right?
Yeah, because some shows they do 3 at once.
Right, but
or 2
is the reason for creative reasons, like what you just said? Like, are they deciding, hey, this is what we need to tease, so here's what we're going to drop, 2 episodes or 3 episodes? Or is it because, hey, release this now, we want this to run through here, because then we're going to start releasing something else? Is it just more
they do that a lot too, yeah.
So like, is that the reason? Or is the reason, like we know most people don't get around and start watching stuff till at least, or at least a week or so after it's out and the buzz really starts picking up. So by then there'll be 4 episodes out anyway.
True.
I mean,
yeah.
Like again, they have all the data.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
They're making decisions for different reasons probably. But, yeah. But we'll see. I mean, once we watch episode 3, we'll have a better idea of like, well, yeah, that would have been better. Or maybe we're still like, no, I still feel like it's a bunch of setup and it's not really doing anything new. And then we're like, oh.
Well, I did look, because I'm always curious about this, and I know some people don't like looking to see how many episodes a season there is. I always like looking to see.
Okay.
There's 9, so.
Okay. That's an interesting number.
It is weird, yeah. So with this new one, then
Visible
we're like,
by 3.
Yeah. So we got. Why is that interesting? Was it because there's three main?
Three multiverses? I don't know. I don't know.
No, I think there's gonna be more than.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the cover. There's like a ton of him.
Yeah.
Like everywhere. Yeah. Well, no, actually, there's more than three characters actually because their son.
Yeah.
And then
Wait,
they have
so
his. Is it his brother?
I don't think it's his brother, but
That was
Jimmy
unclear.
Simpson, the
Yeah.
character Jimmy Simpson plays.
Yeah.
No, I think it's the classic like, buddy from college,
Okay.
and you both are smart.
I wasn't sure about
Because
that.
like they're almost like flip flop of each other.
That's
right?
true.
Like the current one, Jimmy Simpson's character is the one that's super successful inventor or whatever,
Yeah.
and has all the money, and then he decided to become the family man, and then vice versa. Like in
Mhm.
the alternate verse that we're currently in, he he's the one that did all the inventing and has all the money and is famous, and Jimmy Simpson's character is not.
Yeah.
And then because even when he tells him the truth about like how it planned out, he's like, just like, don't mess with me like that. Don't hurt my feelings.
He gets
like
pissed.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets upset. So it's yeah.
But then
I always
also-
like Jimmy Simpson, by the way.
I do too. Yeah.
So and I
Yeah.
think he's good in this so far.
He is, yeah. I mean, it's funny because I'm like rewatching It's Always Sunny, and it's like that's where I've seen him first before anything else.
Really?
Yeah,
I was because
but I mean, he was great in Westworld.
yeah.
Which I think was like the first like serious role I saw him in. I want to say was that first season of Westworld.
I guess what else is he in?
There was another TV show about kind of an obscure one. Actually, it was a really good show though about Tupac and Biggie that he was in. And it was in the 90s and it was about them. And I believe he was in that. That show was good. Besides that, I don't know.
He was in Pachinko. I don't remember being in Pachinko. Interesting. So maybe I did see him in. So I feel like I know I watched some of It's Always Sunny before I saw
Oh yeah, he's
Westworld. But
he's one of the
yeah.
McPoyle brothers.
Yeah,
like
no,
he's
I
one of
know.
the most ridiculous characters in that show.
he got a Emmy nomination for
Westworld?
outstanding guest actor in a drama series
Oh, for
Yep.
Pachinko, maybe?
for Emmy nomination for outstanding in Westworld.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be guest.
Independent Spirit Award, and no, it says a guest, outstanding
He's like
guest
one of the
actor
main
in drama
characters, though.
series.
Hmm.
But anyway, yeah, I don't remember him in Pachinko, but
Yeah, so no, I agree. Like he's good. In this, like I said, I like what you said. I like him in pretty much everything I've seen him in. Then we already talked about Jennifer Connelly is great, but yeah, something about Joel Edgerton in this. I don't know. Well, that's another thing I'm kind of curious about episode 3. How he'll be in that one. But yeah, do you get that at all, or are you like cool with his performance in this?
I would say
Because I can't really explain it further, but there's just something about
I would say
it.
like I feel like it's the weakest of
For sure.
of the main leads, like, or the main people, like that we just talked about.
Yeah.
And because then there's the lady that's like his girlfriend or wife in the
Right.
alternate. I don't think I've ever seen her in anything before. Like, she didn't look familiar.
Yeah,
And I mean, she's fine, but she's not in it as much right now, at least. And but also I was kind of like, I've never, like, I forgot he was Uncle Owen, but like it was just like,
Yeah.
I haven't seen this guy in anything. This is kind of my first go around with him, and so I was just kind of trying to read, so I wasn't trying to
Yeah.
be too judgy, but like, yeah. Plus I was just always paying attention to Jennifer Connelly.
Of course.
I will say, like, it was just one of those things where you kind of, I don't know, the director, cinematographer, whoever,
Mm-hmm.
they also know they have Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah,
Like,
oh no, I
the
can
way
tell
they
that.
like frame things and like
Yes, with her, yeah.
push in on her, and like you're just like, But why wouldn't you?
Right. Yeah. No, I definitely noticed that. Specifically, like, yeah, pretty close up on her face too. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is where I was like, okay, this doesn't look
She's
touched
not-
up.
No, it doesn't.
And she still
Yeah.
looks really, really good.
Mhm. Yeah. Good for her.
And, natural's always better anyway than touch up
Mhm.
and stupid stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't remember what I definitely saw something recently where it looked way too smooth. The face. You know what it was? Morning show.
Yeah, I was about to say that they do it on that too.
Oh, it
Yeah.
looked horrible.
I'm like, why? And
it was
like,
Reese Witherspoon and
Jennifer Aniston, both of them. And I'm like, and
Looks
you're
horrible.
attractive women. By
I know. Why do you need? Is
you
it
don't
like?
need that. You
Is
don't
it
need
just in their contract? Or they
I
like
don't
really?
know. I don't know.
That's so weird. Yeah, it's like heavily used in that show.
Yes.
It's bad.
And you're like, people have to see it. Like I don't know. I don't.
I know I don't get it, but yeah.
All right. So, any other thoughts on Dark Matter on Apple TV Plus?
What's their slogan? I was gonna say the one to watch, but that's HBO. What's or Max? What's They don't have a slogan actually for Apple TV Plus.
No,
they don't need one, I guess.
I don't think there is a slogan.
No, I don't really. I'm interested in the next episode. Is that what we're gonna do next week?
I don't know. We'll have to.
Okay, it'd be a surprise because
Yeah.
we have one more week before, or two more. I don't know. I'm getting confused.
Yeah,
How
we
many
have a
weeks
couple.
we
We still have a couple weeks till till Acolytes or
Acolytes first.
is first in June.
Mm-hmm.
Then The Boys, and then House of the Dragon.
Yeah, one of those.
And then The Bear.
Yeah,
I think it's like one of the 4 weeks in June.
it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Stay tuned, folks.
Yeah.
Let us know if there's some other random thing you want us to maybe talk about or cover. Write in. Or did you watch Dark Matter? What'd you think? Sugar, check it out. Let us know what you think. Or just send us random thoughts. I don't know. You can email us at screentime or feedback@screentimepod.com. You can leave a comment on YouTube or DM on Instagram. And if you want to follow me, you can follow Screen Time at screen_time_pod, or you can follow me at jyoungbar.
And I'm at Jered Youngbar.
All right. We will talk to you guys next week.